Hey, today I want to talk to you about the three biggest budgeting mistakes that a lot of home service contractors make. And then I'll go into each of them a little bit and talk to you about how to fix them. The first big mistake that contractors make is really investing in too much in one channel, or they rely too much in one channel. Too many home service contractors dump everything into like Google ads or Facebook, and it starts paying off, and they just keep it there, and they expect it to outperform competition because they're doing well in one channel. And what often happens, especially in Facebook, is trends change. People click on different things. And so those ads, the results those ads get dip, and they wonder, this was working before, why is it working now? So you really have to balance your budget across a few different channels. And we'll talk about what some of those are. Mistake number two, ignoring the return on investment across those channels. So if you can't tell which channel brings in real customers and at what rate and at what cost, you're guessing. So one of the things that you have to remember to do is when you're investing in a marketing channel, you have to ask yourself, are we getting traffic to our website, which is your biggest conversion engine, from that channel? What does that traffic do? Does it generate leads? If it generates leads, do those leads give you quotes? If they give you quotes, how many of those turn into sales, and how much money are those worth? It's only until you get to see that picture that you get to determine how well that channel is actually doing for you. For example, you might have a paid channel on Facebook that gets you a ton of leads, but they don't convert really well, but they're cheaper. And the ones that do convert, you're still getting a positive ROI, but if you look at that compared to organic search leads that come in, that maybe you don't get a lot of them and they come in sporadically, but wow, they convert at a really high rate. Professional referrals that you get, they don't come in bunches like paid advertising leads do, but when they do, they convert at 3 times the rate in terms of sales, and they generate more money. So until you track all of those, everybody's kind of flying blind and on the feel. So that's the biggest mistake. Maybe not ignoring ROI, but just going by feel. And then the last one is not being able to reallocate budget when you need to. So sometimes seasonal demand will dictate this. Maybe you run more paid advertising during the winter than you do the summer because there's more demand in the summer. And so you're really looking for those people that are out there looking for that service. So when you reallocate budget to certain channel marketing campaigns, the reason you do it is because one might not be performing well, or it might not be the right place to put your money at that seasonal time or that effort. And so you want to reallocate it. And the first time you do that, you want to start small and reallocate 10 to 20% of your spend, your monthly spend, from one channel to the other. Don't just wholeheartedly go from one to the other. And when you do this, you can leverage dashboards or even spreadsheets to start out where you're tracking all this. But you have to make sure that the marketing agency you're using or the internal person you have in charge of this for tracking all of this gets access to all that they need, and they set it up. And it's a real simple way to look at this, and it's really about how well are the things that you're investing in to generate leads, build sales, speed to lead and follow up, and tell everybody about the good work that you do with getting more reviews, more testimonials, more referrals. Those are the three pillars that we operate on. When you're investing in those pillars, understand when you're generating a pipeline of leads that they should come from more than one channel, and often will. And if you don't look at the return on those channels, meaning what kind of traffic are we driving, how many leads are we getting, how many of those leads are turning into quotes, how many of those quotes are turning into sales, and what those sales are worth, you really won't have a sense for whether or not that channel is doing well or not. They don't all function at the same rate. Some marketing channels you pay a lot more for, but they don't close as many jobs, but the jobs that they do close are huge. Other channels will bring in a lot of volume, close at a decent rate, but the average revenue per job that they bring in is small. So don't make those mistakes, and there are ways to track all of these things that we can help you with.